Hello and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. Um, since this is actually still a flying game after all, I've decided to actually start a small series of videos with Kerbal Space Program with my adventures and with my fellow, Kerbals. Well, I guess I'm a Kerbal too while playing this game. At least I'll have a very big head, that will mean I'm very smart. And we'll start a career and we'll see where it gets. I'm playing with the stock parts. There's nothing really new here, so I'll just play with this as it is. The game is available on Steam for about 22 euros, I think, or probably more. I have no idea at the moment. Price might have dropped, but well, here we go. We're gonna enter a career mode, and we're gonna see how far we can get these Kerbals ahead. I'm not really very good at this game. I'm just, trying here and there, but it's not really working. The game does have training and scenarios, but I'm not gonna go through those. Ha! It's, moon or bust. And it's gonna be a sandbox game, science, career. Yeah, we're gonna go for career. And I'm gonna be a. So I wanna make this go faster, so I will make it to easy mode. And we're gonna set here, well, our starting funds. Well, let's give ourselves 500,000 and about 150 starting science should be fine. So I can actually build more advanced rockets. So you can actually see space flight. And we're gonna start. We're gonna cancel and call this. Bogi flies. It's my page's name, so why the hell not? And we're gonna start now at the Kerbin Space Program, Kerbal Space Program Center. Yes, this is the Space Center, I know, but we have 150 science, so let's abuse it a little bit. We're gonna go here at the research lab, and we're gonna start researching basic rocketry, engineering, after all. Then we're going to research general rocketry, stability, and return systems. Now, this game actually, the main resources in this game are actually science, reputation, and money. Let's just call them money. Science is garnered by actually collecting science by performing missions. Reputation is by performing missions for specific, let's say, call them quest givers, and money is also offered as a reward for missions. So in our case, I'm just using the starting science to give myself actually a nice base so I can, go to space and research all of that nice stuff. And we're gonna have, well, we're about here. We don't have any more science. We have 42, so we'll have to deal with it as it goes. Each of these tiers has, of course, prerequisites. For example, as you see for advanced rocketry, I already have general rocketry, and from here I can also unlock general construction, which of course open a new set of parts. I can also build aircraft in this game, so hey, it's my dream come true, build my own aircraft. I always wanted to design it, but that's a long way off now, so we're gonna exit, and well, what's our first goal? We need to at least upgrade some of these facilities to take in bigger rockets. And the astronaut complex, I guess we need to upgrade it to provide us with, let's see, yeah, and the space tracking station is always a good thing to have. Well, we're out of money, so I guess we better start making some money. Okay, let's try to build ourselves a first rocket. I don't really have parts for airplanes, so we're gonna go very basic here. This you can see, this is the vehicle assembly building, very similar to what NASA has, well, or had, still has them, I think. And we're gonna start by buying a command capsule, where our brave astronaut will sit there and face the rigors of space and of course do whatever we tell him to do. Then let's name this craft. I guess Pointy is a good name. It's gonna be a quite pointy rocket. And well, let's see, aerodynamics. What does this thing need? Of course, it will need fuel tanks, engines. We already have access quite a bit of engines. Structural utility. Well, this guy's gonna need a parachute. For when he returns into the atmosphere. And then we're gonna need I guess, utility aerodynamics. Well, he's gonna need a heat shield. Heat shields are always good, I think. Then we're gonna need perhaps a stack decoupler. Yeah, this will attach it basically to the rest of the rocket. Yeah, controls are very simple. Basically, mouse wheel up, mouse wheel down, you go up and down. Right click rotates, and if you press the middle mouse button or both mouse buttons, you can zoom in and zoom out. Okay, well, let's grab ourselves a nice fuel tank here. Well, this FL200 shouldn't be too bad. Right, and let's grab ourselves this lovely Terrier engine. Then we're gonna attach another stack decoupler, and let's see. Well, we already paid 3,000 money for this. Well, gold, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna attach ourselves a fuel tank, and the second fuel tank. And let's see. Do we want vector thrusting or stronger engine? Yeah, let's take vector thrust. Should be good. Then we're gonna take ourselves some radial decouplers. You can actually arrange this using a symmetry, but I'm gonna actually place only two SRBs. Basically, it means I'll actually consume less fuel. When I go up, I'll place two sets of them. Well, it's already 7,000 gold, and we're gonna get ourselves some. These big thumpers should be good. The bigger they are, the more we go up. As I said, I'm not really good with this. I'm just simply having fun. Now let's give these nose cones. I don't really care about them. And science. What can we get for science? Well, we can get a science junior, which is a lab. Oh, well, why don't we do that? We're gonna take this. Use this, and we're gonna set up a new stack decoupler, and well, this should be fine. And let's see. Let's deck this out for science, shall we? Mystery goo capsules should be nice, and a communotron. This is a communications antenna, but I only want one. And then we're gonna launch Pointy and see how far we can go. I'm gonna save this ship. Let's verify the startup sequence. This, then this, then okay. Then let's put this here. We basically we're arranging here how the ship will go, the actual modules, how they will detach. So basically we'll start from the SRBs, the decouplers, then this liquid fuel engine, then this other liquid fuel engine, then we'll detach the lab, because this is basically, well, not really a waste, but, well, it's a one-use thing, so. Well, let's proceed to a launch, shall we? Remember, the mission is to gather science at this point. I want to unlock more stuff, so. Okay, this game also has a time warp feature. Basically, it allows you to warp the time when you actually have long missions, like going to the moon. You don't want to sit for 3 days in front of the computer, of course. Of course you can if you choose to do so, but I think it's a waste of time. So here's Jebediah Kerbin. He is our lovely astronaut. He's very happy to be helping us. And let's see, we have no missions. This is our fuel, no contracts. And this is the money we have available, 55,000. So we're going to activate the onboard computer, the stabilizer, and we're going to set these engines to full. And, well, here we go. Jebediah's rocking on towards space. As you can see here, the speed accelerating, I'm actually going straight up at about 60 meters per second. These SRBs should take me to about 4,000 meters. This game uses a metric scale, so similar to my other flying games, you can see here there's a vertical speed indicator. There's an altimeter. Here's a gyro horizon. Basically, it's a virtual and a vertical and horizontal situation indicator. It's basically full 3D gyro horizon. Here I have all sorts of indicators. For example, for my SAS, which is the stabilizer control. Here, if I would have RCS systems, well, the parachute's gone. So no, it's overheating. Actually. Well, it seems these SRBs are capable of taking me quite fast. 500 meter, 5,000, well, 9,000 meters. These usually go much lower than that, but my ship's very light, so. Well, look at that guy. He's happy and smiling. Let's collect a crew report. Yeah, sure. Transmit the science. Then we'll turn around a little bit. And hey, Jebby, get the ship under control. I'll have to actually control it manually, but at least it's going up. And has it reached escape velocity? It's about 600 meters per second, by the way, in Kerbin's case. This is the planet where the Kerbals live. Well, I'll have to stop this rotational movement. I'll actually even cut off the engines. I don't really need them at this point. The ship is constantly going up at about 1,000 meters per second. That's pretty okay. Hopefully we'll reach space. And the keyword here is hopefully. Many of my endeavors before have not really been so successful. And let's accelerate again. We'll continue climbing. I'll try to conserve the fuel. Let's see. Crew report. Yeah, transmit it. You have it. The engines have enough electricity, so are producing enough electricity. So 50,000 meters. Let's observe this mystery goo. Yeah, sure. We'll keep this data. And this one will cut off the engines. The ship will continue climbing. It's already at 900 meters per second. What you see here, this little indicator, is basically the prograde orbit, which is orbiting in the same, basically my nose forward. If I would go retrograde, I would be engines forward, and I would use that, for example, to stop myself. Now let's verify. We have enough electrical charge. The engines aren't producing any at the point, so. Crew report. Let's actually see what he's saying. Kerbin's upper atmosphere. Let's observe materials bay at this point. Inoperable after transmitting. Okay. So we're in space. Well, this was successful. Let's try to send as much data as possible. And we're going to use this engine to get more electrical charge. Now I'm going to reset the experiment. We're going to reset the materials bay and observe it. Let's try transmitting it. Yes, please transmit the data. Insufficient electrical charge. Well, I guess. Review data. Well, let's keep it. It's worth 50 science. And now we can actually check our orbital. Okay. Now let's try to get into some sort of orbit. And of course we'll probably be landing somewhere in the ocean, but I'm going at as little power as possible. I'm actually losing altitude here. This engine isn't very powerful, just so you know. Let's see. I'll try to reduce our vertical speed and increase our orbit, but there we go. And well, let's try to aim to land, let's see, over here maybe. It's not really an orbit, this is not really a big ship, it's just a tiny ship. And engine cutoff. Then one thing we need to do is perform an EVA report, I guess. Okay, the game auto saved. EVA report. Let's keep the data and board the craft again. I don't want Jebediah to die, not to died. And let's observe this. Reset experiment. Keep the data. Do we get more data here? Yes, we do. 20. 20 is never bad. It's better than 15. Yep, and let's also perform a crew report for 10 science. Yeah, we'll be landing somewhere there. I'm just simply preparing for re-entry. And we'll decouple the engine. We don't need it anymore. And now we can actually warp time a little bit. We're preparing to enter the atmosphere. And one thing we need to do is decouple this part. Soon I'll basically we'll see the atmospheric thermodynamics. Well, the heat shield needs to be basically facing the actual atmosphere, but in this case we're basically pretty much going on a free fall. I have no electrical power whatsoever left, so I should have conserved that, but hopefully Jebediah and his scientific data will survive. We want Jebediah to survive, don't we?
Yes.
And here we go. The ship, oh, okay, the heat shield seems to stabilize the craft somewhat. It's still wobbling like crazy, but we can actually monitor the temperatures soon enough. That's why we actually put a heat shield on these ships. There's Kerbin's sun. By the way, Kerbin size-wise is about 1/6 the size of Earth, so it's actually not very small. It's quite a large planet. But since we go to space, it's actually, well, quite easy to land in faraway places that we haven't explored before. And here we go. The speed is increasing, but it will drop very soon as we reach the denser parts of the atmosphere. We're actually going quite fast, 1000 meters per second. We'll probably be landing in the water, if I'm looking this. Yes, I've been using the engine on retrograde, so we will be landing in the water, but hopefully the Kerbin Navy will have a ship on standby to recover us. Otherwise, well, Jebediah's fish bait, so... There we go, the atmospheric effects on entry. 7,000 meters, 500 meters per second. We are slowing down. The parachute's not safe to open yet. It's actually, it will tell us here that it's actually unsafe to open. This will open actually at about, well, I can open it now, but I usually prefer to open it around 1,000 meters of altitude, where it will actually jolt the ship from quite fast to, and let's deploy chute. There we go. The parachute is open, and you can see the speed dropping very, very fast. We're now at 200 meters above the sea level, and we'll be landing somewhere off the coast. Actually, let's see. Yeah, we'll be not very far from the coast. One thing we'll be doing is then move to the tracking center and send people, basically the recovery team, to get Jebediah back. After all, he must have a wife and kids that would be very upset if he died. But it's all for the progress of Kerbals, so we understand. Okay, the craft has landed. At this point, I will not collect the crew report. I will go to the space center. And let's see how much we can recover of the craft, because if you recover parts, you get actually money back, which is always cool. Talk about reusability. 93 science. Well, now we're talking. And we made so much money. Pointy, splash down, recover. And 159 science after one mission.
Well done.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I did dabble a bit with the actual science awarding rule, so it actually awards me more, but, well, you know, it's all in a day's work. We have 405,000 money, and this is the research complex. Let's see, what can we do here? Well, we can research general construction, which allows me to build MK1 crew cabin, strut connectors, structure fuselage, aviation. Allows me to actually build aircraft. Shall we design our own aircraft? Yeah, why not?
Sure.
Then we have 114 left. Flight control. And what are these? This is science equipment. Well, the more science we get, the better. So we'll tap that. And finally, for 69 science, well, these require 90 science. Well, let's research some flight control systems. Those are always nice. And we have only one in tier 3 to research. But anyway, this was it for the first Kerbal Space Program video. For example, here I'm going to show you quickly the other buildings. Here we have the spaceplane hangar. I'm just waiting for it to load. I already see I actually have, for example, Mk1 cockpit. I can already build an aircraft. We have aerodynamics. We don't really have structural fuselages because I didn't research that particular section, but we can already have aircraft with wheels. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll be coming back with more Kerbal Space Program videos now and then. We'll be continuing with this career, and we'll see how far Mr. Jebediah Kerbin reaches before he dies. He will die eventually, but... And let's also upgrade this this might be needed. We can actually collect surface samples now. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to go to the moon. Anyway, thanks for watching. Time for me to boogie away from Kerbin. And well, see you next time. Bye bye. And yes, before I bogey, I have to save my game. Bye bye.